Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my 11th update to Panda's eyeshadows. I decided to squeeze in another update before the finale because I've hit a couple of pans and I already know which shade I'm going to be vetoing. So yeah, we're gonna have 3 new roll-ins and I think it'd be fun, even if it's gonna be just 3 weeks of me probably working on them. Why not do another update and refresh what I've got here? In no particular order, I'm just going through these randomly now, and I'm going to start with this palette here. This is the XX Revolution Bare Luxx palette, and last time I hand selected a shade and it's called Ignite. I don't think I said that in the update. I had a complete refresh in my last update, so that means that 6 new shades came in at my last update and I only have been able to work on them for 1 month. However, after just 8 uses, I have hit pan on Ignite here. It's a beautiful shade. Most of those times I wore it on the outer corner, but I did have a couple of looks where I put it all over the lid. And here is a swatch of that shade. So this one is a rollout. The next shade comes from my Revolution Forever Flawless Desert Desire palette, and the shade is called Desire. I have used this shade the most from all of the ones in here, possibly in an update ever. 22 uses. And here's a swatch of it. You can barely see it because it's so close to my skin tone. And because of that, I've been able to wear it in most of my looks as a, blending out the crease type of shade. And I do have a nice dip on there, but no pan yet. I'm gonna keep working on this one and hopefully I have a pan to show you in my finale. My third shade comes from the Revolution Pro Rockstar palette, Nude edition, and it's called Tease. I've used this shade 4 times since rolling it in, and here is what Tease is looking like today. Obviously, I can't hit pan within just 4 uses, but it's a pretty shade. Here's a swatch of it, and I'm quite happy to continue to work on it. I think I could have pan on this for next time, probably more likely than Desire. Shade number 4 is from my Natasha Denona My Dream palette, and it's called Aspiration. Now, I've only used this a couple of times, 2 times to be precise, since rolling it in last month. And of course there's no pan on this. I thought I was gonna veto it, but I've decided otherwise. And here is what that shade looks like. Those 2 times I've just used it on my outer corner. I think once at least with Tease and maybe another one with a different purple. Yeah, it's a great formula. I understand the hype. Even though I know I'm not gonna hit pan on it, I'd happily continue to work on it just to be able to play with this a little bit longer. The next shade comes from my Beauty Bay Retro Love palette, and it's called Be My Baby. I inherited this palette from Ruth, so I don't know how many prior users were on that shade, but after just 7 uses, I've been able to hit pan. And here is what that shade is looking like. It's very flaky, but I did enjoy wearing this. I often put it on top of a purple cream eyeshadow. I liked it. It's very sparkly, but also there's quite a bit of fallout. So I think probably, it's probably better to use it with your finger rather than applying it with a brush, but I was trying to hit pan on it and help my pan percentage. So here we go, there's a swatch of that. If you can see those faint swatches here, that's because I already filmed it, but I had forgotten to put the ring light on and it looked so terrible. And you could, especially the shade that I hand selected, you will see that at the end of the video. Because my hand selected one, Ignite, the top one here is rolling out. It just looked so dull. The final shade comes from my Revolution Pro New Neutral Passion palette, and it's called Sham. And I have used Sham 3 times since rolling it in last time. Here's a swatch of that. I hope you can see that. It's a very tightly pressed sort of inner corner highlight shade. And here's what that is looking like in the pan. I don't think, normally in shimmer shades in these Revolution Pro New Neutral palettes, I can do that within around 10 uses, hitting pan. I don't think that's gonna happen with this one. And also, and that's the main reason why I'm vetoing this one, it takes away from me using my inner corner highlight shade in my Pan That palette, and I'd rather be focusing on that a little bit more than Pando's eyeshadows at the end of the year. Let's do some randomizing. So I'm going to be randomizing 2 shades between the numbers 2 and 599. I'm going to do one backup shade just because I'm going to have to look them up in here in my spreadsheet from my phone. And I don't want to keep going back and forth. All right, let's do this. And the first shade is 588, which makes me very, very excited because I'm very certain this might be from my latest edition. It would be, wouldn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, that's cool. 49, nice, all right, very high up. And then my sort of backup shade, 527. All right, I've looked up these shades and I've picked out the palettes. I'm looking at them right here. And indeed, shade number 588 is from my latest edition, which is the September Rose Cosmetics Still Pretty palette. This is a London-based indie brand that's gone out of business, so I snapped this one up. I showed this to you already in my latest Now by Project Pan update, the really long one year one, and I'm very excited that this is featuring now, and I'm actually, you know, gonna get to play with it. The shade is called Primrose, and here is what the palette is looking like, and this one is Primrose. Yeah, that is lovely. I do feel a little bit bad for, you know, breaking into that pattern, that imprint. But, you know, that's just how it goes. I still have another 7 with the imprint, so come on, calm down, Dora. It feels really nice. It feels very soft and silky, quite tightly pressed, I would say, but I'm really excited to actually try this out in a look. I know I vetoed a pink matte not too long ago. Look, I don't think I'm gonna hit pan in this for the finale, but it doesn't matter. It's just about playing a little bit with my latest palette. And then shade number 49 comes from my Essence Welcome to Miami palette. It is a Pan That palette contender. I think it's currently the 2nd most popular choice, but that might still change, who knows? So this might well be my Pan That palette 2024. There's no shade names in here, but it's shade number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A mauvey matte shade. All right, here's a swatch of that. I think, again, this will be a fun one to use. I think I can team it with my Pan That palette and the remaining shades in here. Just if you're curious, the backup shade was from Beauty Bay New Mood, which I got from Ruth, and the shade is Serene. I'm not gonna swatch it, but we can take a look at it. Here is the palette. Oh, all right. And it's this shimmery shade here. Yeah, I mean, okay, I will swatch it. There you go. Oh, can you even see that? I'm glad that this is not rolling in because it's just another inner corner highlight thing. Maybe a topper shade, actually. It's got green and blue purple sparkles in there, shimmers in there. But sort of white flaky rather than silver flaky, metallic, if that makes sense. Okay, getting rid of that. Oh, it does look nice actually, but yeah. All right. And finally, the shade that I am hand selecting for this update comes from my Coloured Raine Queen of Hearts palette. I got this palette from Louise, aka Lola, here on YouTube. This is what this palette looks like. I really want to work on this shade here called Queen Mother. And last night when I selected this, I went through my entire collection to see if I could find a dupe for it, and I can't. I don't have anything like it in my collection. And I think the fact that, you know, it's like the cooler months now, I can really get away with more smoky, deeper looks. And I think it's just such a pretty shade. All right, let me swatch that. Look at that. I really hope you can see that. So yeah, the undertones, like the base of it is definitely more brownish, but then there's these burgundy purple shimmer particles on top, very satiny and smooth. I want to like put this not just on my outer corner, but have like a really deep smoky all over the eye. eye look. So those are my 3 new ones. I'm gonna go away and put the 3 remaining ones on here, and then we can take a look and compare. Also, of course, I want to talk to you about pan percentage. So, okay, here's the thing. I have done a ton of frankening. I took out existing pans, I frankened shades, I repressed them, which means pans that I already had and worked hard for have disappeared. Also, this new palette came in and I got rid of my side pan that palette by repressing it. So that's 6 pans immediately out of my collection. I did also declutter one palette that I've never used or touched, and I'm trying to see, I'm not counting it in my inventory anymore. I'm trying to see if someone might want that. If no one ends up wanting it, I'm gonna put it back in, but that's something that I can deal with in 2024. Blah, blah, blah. My pan percentage is not looking great, is what I'm trying to say. It's definitely gone down. Okay, so last month, I think I was at 7.3 and my goal is to be at 10%. Who am I kidding? I did start the year off with 3.1%. Okay, I'm now at 6.8%. And I lost 10 pans. Okay. So I know I'm not gonna make 10% by the end of the year. That is literally impossible. So I think my main focus, instead of trying to hit that elusive 10% goal, I'm trying to just work as hard as I can on my pan that palette. Yeah, try and hit some pans in here, show these shades some love. Also, hopefully wrap up level 3 of my project Level Up. And I think I'm gonna channel Amie Melissa, who was saying on one of my videos, forget about your pan percentage, just enjoy your eyeshadows and have fun with them. So I'm gonna do that, yeah. And then next year, I'm gonna put a new goal up, probably a little bit higher than 10%, we shall see. But that's for the future. Here is my new color story. There's that invisible shade, old color story, new one. I think again, another cohesive color story. We've got, ooh, 4 mattes, 2 shimmers. Yeah, I don't think I can hit that many pans. I don't think I'm gonna hit pan in the colored Raine one either. I think rollouts could be hopefully Desire, pretty sure Tease, and the rest I'll just try and get some good use on them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care, bye.